Welcome back, everyone. I'm Ian.
And I'm Mike.
A big thank you to everybody last week who left comments about the Lapbook covers that we made. Everybody's really excited about the next couple of weeks, or quite a lot of weeks actually, another 5 weeks, isn't it? So yeah, thank you very much, and also to people who purchased, thank you very much as well. So it's part 2 today. It's the bare bones of the left hand side, so we're doing construction today with scalpels and glue.
Or double-sided tape.
Or double-sided tape, yes.
Glue of your choice.
Plus, we've got some new things to share with you before we start. So let's go overhead and get cracking. See you in a little while. Okay, so let's recap on what we did last week. Last week we got the fabric and we covered the board. I say board, it's the Medite, isn't it, Mike?
MDF.
MDF, yes. So we got
the
all
posh
that
version.
Yes, it is. We got all that done last week. We used the new corner templates, spacer tools, thank you, Mike, to make sure that our mitre corners were right, and as you saw last week, they are very, very, very good. Oh, and we've got children coming in.
What did
as
I tell
usual.
You? Within seconds of us starting to video,
Nippers coming to see what's going on.
I knew they would do.
They can hear the talking, you see.
Yeah, they're both here.
Okay, so that's what we did last week. We've made up the outer cover. We've lined it all with the craft paper, and we're getting ready to start the left-hand side. Before we do, I'd just like to mention the fabric has come back in stock again. This time, got slightly different this time. The fabric before was a very, very large pattern, as you saw. Similar to that, but it was the
huge repeat.
Huge repeat. But this is absolutely beautiful. This is a lot smaller repeat. I mean, what would you say it is, smaller wise? About 70%. I have. So the repeat, let's have a look. Well, the birdies are only about 5 inches across. So I mean, when you get your book on there,
you're going to get loads.
You're going to get loads of the birds on there
with the strawberries as well.
Yeah. So if I just put that way up, you can see how much you're going to get on. You're going to get all the pattern on. So it's not going to be as difficult to line up or to get straight or to make sure you're in the right place. Wherever you go on there, you're going to get fabulous birdies. And this is the size of the sheet, obviously, but this is the mini.
Same size sheet as before.
Yeah. So this is the new mini pattern. It's on the website now because a couple of you didn't manage to get it before, but I think this is lovely. I think this you could use for a lot smaller journals as well if you wanted.
You could do. I mean, the pattern repeat is lovely on that.
Oh yeah, because it's so small, but not too small.
No, not at all.
Okay, it's 100% cotton again, so it's easy to work with. Right, so let's put that to one side, and then we'll talk about what we're going to do today. Okay, put that over there.
Excuse me while I play Teddy with the boys.
Okay, Mike's playing Teddy. I just want to talk about, obviously we're going to make the left-hand side, but you're going to need something to go on the left-hand side when you've done. So I have here in my hand, I have the printouts of all the sections in the Lapbook. This is a left-hand side which we will need to use, not this week, but next week. So that one contains all the pages for the left-hand side of the book. So download, but also have it printed out on the website to buy as packs. So you'll get exactly the same quality as I have, the same paper, exactly, because the prints are beautiful on the machine we've got. So that's your ephemera. Sorry, no, that's your left-hand side. Then we have your right-hand side, and the right-hand side is a lot more. A lot more. Your left-hand side is 6 pages. Your right-hand side is 15 pages. So that's a good starter for us to move on to that the week after. So you get all those in the set. They're on the website, and if you buy the prints, etc., it's £18 for both, which I think is very, very good, Mike.
Yep.
They're also downloadable. They are £14.99 for both of those if you download them.
Is it one download or 2 downloads?
It's one download. I'm going to link them all together. I've actually written on them lefts and rights, so when you print them out you can't get them mixed up.
Very clever.
Okay, plus there's also the ephemera. When you got your set, you did actually get some ephemera with it. However, there was only, I think there was 12 pieces on this pack. There are 10 sheets of ephemera.
So it's like an additional
extra
add-on
And I would say a good 80% of them are brand new, but we'll talk about that when we get there.
So if you're familiar with gaming terms,
Yes.
this would be an expansion pack.
It would be an expansion pack. Thank you, mate. Yeah. So there's 10 sheets. To download, it's £8. If you buy it, it's just £9. So, and it's printed double-sided, and you'll be able to print double-sided on yours as well. But we don't need that this week. So yeah. So if you want to avail yourselves of the printed packs, they're on my website. If you want to avail yourselves of the downloads, which there are 2, because those 2 come as one, and that comes as one, they'll be on Mike's website. Because I can't do downloads on my website. It's not technologically advanced enough.
No, there will be clickable links in the doobie-doo below.
Yes, there will. Okay, so now we've done the that. So we'll put those to one side. So today we're going to need, I think it's, if I just refer to my notes, I've written notes, you see, because I'm trying to be organised.
Good grief.
I know. Amazing. Let me put the tools. So first of all, you're going to need some tools. So today you're going to need 3 sheets of craft card. I'm using the craft card off my website.
Which is also available
On the website. If you've got craft card or any suitable card stock, you can use that. So it's just 3 sheets of that. You're also going to need double-sided tape. I'm using the construction tape.
Or glue.
Or glue. You could use wet glue. You're going to need a pen skill or a pen, one or the other, just a mark off. You're going to need a ruler. I've got my nice metal ruler here. What's nice about this is it converts on the back from inches to millimetres. So that's that. You're going to need knife or scissors. I'm using a knife. And you also need a bone folder too. Okay.
2 bone folders.
Why 2 bone folders?
You just said bone folder 2.
Oh, see,
What about
sorry.
bone folder 1?
Oh no, he's
You mean bone folder also?
yeah, like a banana also. That lady just in Vegas. Right, just quick. I'm having my tea out of my rabbit mug. I can't tip it too much. We shall see.
Rabbits.
But it's got rabbits all over it, so.
And what tea is it?
It's fruit tea.
Strawberry and raspberry
Strawberry and
fruit
raspberry fruit tea.
tea. Tea
Tea sound. Right, okay. So, let's start with the left-hand side. So if you don't be put off by all this measuring, there is not a lot to do. We're doing the left-hand side first because it is a really, really good warm-up for when we do the right. The right's a lot more involved, but it's just a lot more foldy bits. But generally, it's not a lot of measuring.
How easy would it be to reverse it, Ian?
In what way, Mike?
Well, if you liked the left-hand side and wanted to turn the right-hand side into a left-hand side, so you've got the same thing on both sides.
Oh, it's yeah, very easy. And
Easy to mirror.
Yeah. Essentially, all you need to do is to turn it inside out. I have one here I made already. So, this one, no, that's the wrong one. That's next week's. Where's it gone? Where's this week's? It's there. Oh, everything's going on the floor. Mike's desk is a bit tiny. Okay, so on this one, we're doing the left, okay? If you're going to do it on the right, you flip it over, turn it back round, and then you would work so it would be into there, and that would come back down that way. So that is the opposite way around.
Right, so it is possible.
It is possible, oh yes.
Right.
So that, we're doing the left-hand side. But if you wanted to mirror it, you could do.
Well, the only reason I'm asking
Yeah.
is so that once you've done both sides of this, theoretically you could make 2 different ones.
Oh yeah,
You
absolutely.
could do one that's got both the sides in that you're planning on doing,
Yep.
but you could then go away and recreate another one that's got different interiors based
Yes.
on either the left-hand side or the right-hand side.
Absolutely, mate.
On
Yeah.
both sides, if you like.
Absolutely, yeah. You just need to turn it inside out, basically.
So once you've gone through this process, you could actually do
The right-hand side in the same.
theoretically 3 different types.
Oh yeah, yeah. You could also do a single one as well. Okay, so we'll start off. I've got my cheat sheet here. So all the paper I'm working on is the English A4. However, we're not using the whole sheet because we want to make sure that our friends abroad can do it as well. So what I've done, I've worked it out. So the sheet size is going to be 11 by 8.
Which is going to be accessible to both people using imperial and metric.
That's right. But it's 280 by 205. So all you do is on the A4, you cut a little bit off there and a bit off there.
And if you're using 11.5 by
Yeah.
8 or whatever,
You've just got
8
half
by-
an inch off the bottom and some off the side.
Yeah.
So all the sheets I'm working on are 280 by 205.
or 11 inches by 8.
Yeah, yeah. So let's make a start. We need our first backing panel to go on the right, on the left. So we have, this one needs to be 175 millimeters, which is 7 inches. I've tried to make it so everybody, wherever they are, can do this.
Right.
Hence why the downloads are the shapes that they are. You'll say, oh, there's a lot of wasted space. No, there isn't, because the downloads have to be both for European and for the US.
Yes.
Okay. I've got a new blade in this, so I've got to be careful because I'd like to keep my fingers for Christmas. So the sheet size we've got, there's 175. Then we need the depth of 205. So 205 is there, which is 8 inches. I say it's 8 inches, it's near as 8 inches as it's going to get.
Well, 8 inches is 203 millimeters, I believe. So
Yeah.
just slightly.
Yeah, I mean, we have got leeway with all these measurements. The panels sit well within the areas you'll see when we do that.
Right, so you don't have to be too precise and too exact.
You've just got to be careful when you fold that it will actually fold into itself.
Okay.
Okay, so that is our first piece on the left. So that's our base piece. So now we want to get our second piece of card. I'll just put that over there so I can see it. Our second sheet of card. And this time we're going to work the opposite way around. This card has a bright side and a dark side. Oh, Star Wars. However, if you want to do using ordinary cardstock, it doesn't matter. It's just the fact that this has got two different colours on it.
I mean, if you're using a patterned cardstock,
Oh yeah.
then obviously you'd employ the same principle. But if it's the same on both sides, you don't have to worry about anything.
No, you don't. So that's 205 there. The reason I'm doing this has to be the same measurement as that, because that's going to fold in as a pocket, as a flap, which you'll see in a minute. So 205 is that. And we'll just...
So that's your 8 inch.
Yeah.
205.
Yeah.
And this is your, what, 11?
Let's have a look. 8 inch, yeah. And then this one is 175. So I need to measure, oh, nearly forgot, Mike. We need a little flap to be able to tuck in underneath. As you'll see from the one I've made already, there's a little flap that tucks in underneath. Just to, we can
When you
stick
say
it down.
flap?
It's a glue flap, so it'll stick that onto there.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
The glue tab.
A glue tab, yeah. My glue tabs, I think I make them 10. So we just want 10mm glue tab. So I'll just run my bone folder just down there. If you do this first before you put the tape or the glue on, it's much, much, much easier. Okay, so that's our glue tab. Just give it a little fold in. I think 10's plenty. I think they've got 15 or something on them, but you don't really need that much, do you?
No.
So, I say I'm using construction tape because it's quicker and I find it easier to use.
And it's strong.
And it's very strong, yeah. Okay. Just cut that there. I think we might have bigger flaps when I do it next time. So, what that will then go under there, but we need to put our capacity on. Because we have tucks and folds that go in on themselves.
Yeah.
Just follow that. We need a capacity on there. So we're just going to put a 5mm double score. You'll say, oh, I can't do that, I can't do it, it's too close. There's a very, very, very easy way to do this. Is we have our first, was it 15 mils, Mike?
15 mils.
I met all the others 15. Okay.
You saw me fit in with the rule.
I
though,
did.
didn't you?
So we just want 5 mils to there, like that. 5 mils.
Or make it half an inch.
I'll make it half an inch, yeah. And then you
Sorry,
just...
not half an inch, quarter of an inch.
Okay, say half inch, bloody hell, like. So we're going to run that up there. It's very close to that one, but there is a very easy way to do it. Turn it round. Sorry, that way. And then just keep your ruler there and just pull over the ruler. It has to go in that direction. It has no... You can hear the fibres creaking. That might be me, actually.
I mean, if you've got a scoring tool, it's going to be dead easy.
Oh, yeah. But now, we have a 5mm or quarter of an inch.
Yeah, got a little visitor.
Hello, Nippy. Okay. So that's easy. So that's the first one of the folds for today. Okay. We then need to measure back, going the opposite way. Let's have a look. We need to measure, I'm just double checking my measurements to make sure I'm right. 175. So we're going from that crease 175mm to that, and 175 there, and that is just under 7 inches. It's not massively important, but if you follow the measurements I'm giving you, it will be a little bit easier. And I'll run through them all again when we get it put together, because I know there's a lot of measurements flying about. That will then leave us with quite a large pocket, which we don't want a huge pocket on there. The pocket we want is only going to be 85mm. The reason it doesn't need to be thick is there's a card on the ephemera set to go into this.
All right, okay.
So 85. I'll just cut that off. There we are. Just fold that across onto there. Okay.
So that's your second piece.
That's my second piece. So we have the first piece, which measures 175 across by 205 down. We then have a flap. You can make it 10 mils. I'm going to make it 15 mils from like I did before. Then you've got a 5mm fold. So we've just creased it once there, 5mm across, or an eighth of an inch, quarter of an inch. Sorry. The second one, just roll it over your ruler. If you've got a scoring board, it's much easier. I haven't. And you've got your box fold. I think it's called a box fold, isn't it, mate?
There is a word, but I'm not allowed to use it.
What's the word?
Gusset.
Oh dear, I don't mind the word gusset. Our friend Kay hates the word gusset. So that's the box section there, and then there's your flap, and that flap is 175 from crease to crease, and then 84mm across or 85mm across. A millimetre, it doesn't matter. So what we're going to do then, I'm just going to adhere that to there. And the reason it's going to be light brown there is when it folds in, you'll have the dark brown.
Oh yeah, the matching.
But if you're using cardstock that's the same on both sides,
it makes no difference.
It makes no difference. Okay. So the good thing about wet glue is the fact you can move it. The bad thing about tape is once it grabs, that's it. Okay. So now we have our base piece, and that sits onto there like that.
So basically those box sections are to give yourself capacity for all the bits that go inside it.
Because it will have a lot of bits inside it when we've finished. So that's that. Let's make sure I've got that square. There we go. So when that folds, it's nice and tidy. You've not got sticky out bits, and it all lines up. It doesn't want to go to the very edge. If it goes to the very edge, you could have problems with being able to see, being able to open, etc. Because it's going to be, you're going to get your nails stuck. So I like to leave just a little few millimeters there. Okay, so that's those pieces. That's the first two. Now piece three. Piece three. We're going to need the measurement of the width again, and the width, of course, was 175.
You want me to hand you this back?
No, it's fine there. You keep it there for me so I can see it. Thanks, Mike. Just double check our measurements. 175. I'll just put that over there. So we measure 175 wide and 175 wide. When we've made it up, we are then going to write letters on each of the panels right in the middle, because these will then match up to your paper pack that you get if you purchase the paper pack.
Just in case anybody's confused, we're now making this piece.
We are, I'm sorry, yes. So we've already made those two.
We're now making
that. I'm sorry, Mike.
It's all right.
I didn't appreciate that. Okay, so we need to have our flap. However, this time I'm going to make it 15 mils. 5, 10, 15. It's that's better.
So half an inch.
Half an inch, yeah.
15 mils, half an inch.
Okay, we need to score down that side. The reason we're using it this way round again is when it folds back in on itself,
it's going to be that darker colour.
You'll see that it's the darker colour. Okay, so it all goes like that. So let's put that there. So we've got our first crease. Just fold.
Which is going to be your glue flap.
That's my glue flap, yeah. So what we'll do, we'll pop some more tape. Look at this, I've got a big roll of tape.
Don't need to whisper.
Oh, it's exciting though. So I'm going to put that onto there. As I say, if you're using wet glue, you have got movement. We haven't got any movement with this construction tape. There we are. What's the best glue to use, Mike?
For this?
Yeah.
Just school glue.
All right. Elmer's or something like that.
Or spirit glue.
Fair enough.
The spirit glue that I use, they've changed the formulation.
Oh, have they?
Yeah, so it's not as conducive now, so I may have to look for another brand.
Okay, so 5 mils again. So this gives us our oh, sorry, am I off the edge?
That gives you your capacity again. So this is your box section, your gusset.
The reason we need it, as Mike said, is once we've got this finished, there's going to be so much in it and so many panels that it's going to be difficult. If it didn't have this, it wouldn't sit. It would all
well, it'd bow.
It would bow. That's the word I was looking for.
It'd bow and bulge, and you don't want that.
No, you don't.
So with these, if you inbuilt capacity sections, if you're hello again.
Hello, Nipper.
Yeah, it'll all sit nicely.
Yeah. So now we are. We have our 5 mil capacity, like a box section. Okay. So that then is going to glue into there. Onto there. Yeah, onto there, into there. Yeah. So I'll just finish making these folds first. Our next fold is at 130. Okay, looks amazing. The reason I'm using the pen is A, so you can see it, and B, with it being this colour, if I use a pencil,
it disappears. It
has little marks in it, does this, and I'm like this, and I don't know where I'm going. So if I use...
It's got little dark flecks.
It has, and it looks like a bit of pencil. And if you cut it, it's just... Okay, it's only a piece of card, but it's annoying. It is when you lot are watching me. Okay, so we'll just fold that in. Okay. And the next flap is 125. And the reason it's shorter is obviously we've got the section there that finishes, but also you don't want to be the full length of there, because once you've got it folded in, that's not going to fold in, is it, Mike?
No.
Like it is there, it's going to do that, and it's not going to go down.
No, so you need to cut some off.
We need to cut a little bit off to 125. You could do 130 if you wanted, but 125 gives you a little bit.
Yeah, if you just take off
of wiggle room.
Just enough.
Yeah. Okay. So that then falls into there, so it's not going to knock against there. That's your crease there, so you're well away from the crease.
Yeah.
Because if you do and it goes into the crease, it's gonna bow, and it's just not going to work well.
And it'll be annoying.
It'll be very annoying, very annoying. So we'll just need to turn that over now. I think I'll actually do it this way around. This way, I think it's going to be best for me. So just line that up with the pencil mark there.
On the corner.
On the there. We're right. Oh, yes. That's good.
You sounded surprised then.
I'm always surprised. Okay, so that's the first piece we've done. So I'll run through it again with you so you see the measurements, and Mike will help us, I'm sure, as we go. So the base piece, which is the square you cut to start with, the oblong to start with.
So width-wise 175.
So it's 175 millimeters that way.
And then height from top to bottom 205.
That's 205. So that's your first piece we cut out of the first sheet.
Yeah. If you're working in inches,
Yeah.
then 177 and 203 are 7 by 8. So it's pretty much 7 by 8.
Yeah, it is. It's going to fit, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the second piece we did, hello Nib,
A little wet nose.
is going to be the left-hand side fold. Your piece that you're going to make a glue flap should be 15 mils. I use 10 there, but 15's best.
Yeah. Or half an inch.
Or half an inch. You're then going to put a crease down it, which is, see Daisy, that crease there. Then you're going to put a second crease there, which will give you your box section or your gusset.
Yes. 5 mils if you're working in imperial.
Yeah.
Sorry, metric. If you're working in imperial, just do 1/4 inch.
Yeah. And then, of course, like I say, we're just going to ease it over with the ruler. Okay, the next piece.
Again, it's going to be 175 or 7 inches.
Yeah, it's still 205 wide because we're still on that plane. We're still working that way.
Yeah.
So anything that goes that way has to be 205 mils.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So the last flap then, again, is going to be the same height.
So this one was 175, we said. Yep. Then we're going to put a crease there again. And our flap this time is going to be 85 millimeters wide.
Or if you're working in imperial, again,
Three and a quarter.
3 1/4. Yes.
Yeah, just under 3 1/4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The top flap, that is 175 wide.
7 inches again.
Yep. We're going to need the 10 to 15 mils glue flap. We're going to crease it, and then we're going to crease it again to give us our box section, like we discussed.
Okay, so that first, that box section again, do 5 mils.
Yep.
Or 1/4 inch.
Yep. Then we've got a 130 to a crease.
Okay, so that's going to be 5 1/4 if you're working in imperial.
Yep. And then the last flap is 125.
So just do it at 5.
Yep. That folds across, but it doesn't touch the gusset which is there. As we say, if it gets stuck in there, you're going to have problems. Okay, so when you've made all this, we now need to label it. If you don't label it now with the alpha, is it alpha numbers? The Roman, is it Roman? What do we call them? A, B, C, D. They're not numeric. They're alphabetical.
Alphabetical, yeah.
So the first one we want is panel A. So we're going to write panel A in the middle. Okay. The next one is panel B, which is this one. The reason we're writing them in the middle
is because you're going to cover it.
Because we're going to cover it with all the panels. Okay. Panel C is there. We do not write it in the middle because we're going to stick this down in a minute. This flap goes down.
All right, okay.
So A, B, C. We then have flap D.
Yeah.
Flap E is that one.
Yeah.
Flap F is that one. Flap G is that one.
And then H.
And H is that one. Okay.
So I just had to stop Nipper from shaking his
His
sleigh bells.
Yes.
It's getting excited.
So so
nearly Christmas.
So we've now got all the panels marked. You don't worry about the back because that's the back I'm going to stick it into the inside of the journal. All we need to do now before we finish today is just fasten this pocket up. Please don't do what I did before and go right the way around. It ceases to become a pocket then more just a piece of cardboard, which didn't go very well. So I had to stick another one on top.
So you're just doing the tops and the bottom, not the long side.
Please don't do the long side because your card will not fit in there, and you won't be able to. It's just not good. So Again, I'm using the tape there. So we're just going to push that down.
Okay.
Like that.
So that is basically the whole construction for that left-hand side.
So that is construction side for the left. So then next time...
Right, okay. Are we going to decorate it next week?
We are.
Then are you going to add it into the journal?
No.
Are you going to add it into the journal next week and then...
No, what we're going to do, this week we've done this.
Yeah.
Next week we're going to decorate this with all the ephemera from all the card panels from the pack there. See, there's your panel that's going to cover that. So that's next week. The week after,
you're doing the right-hand side construction.
We're going to do the right-hand side. And the reason we've done this first is because this is a warm-up for you. This is the one we're going to do after.
Which is more complicated.
There's a lot more, but once you've got to grips with the 5mm gusset folds, the glue flaps, and what goes where,
it'll be a doddle.
It's a doddle for you. Honestly. And I know some of you have said, oh, I can't do this. You can. We can all make this. So that's next. Next week we're going to put the panels on. The week after we're going to do that.
The week after that we're going to put the panels
on there. The week after that we are going to do all the ephemera.
Right.
The week after that we're going to put it all together in the journal.
Excellent.
And that is D-Day. That's when you're going to have your complete journal and it's going to look amazing.
I'll drink to that.
Oh, hang on. Cheers. So thank you for watching. As I said before, downloads are on Mike's site. Physical product, the paper packs, the ephemera packs are on my site.
Okay. If anybody's got any questions, leave them in the comments below and Ian will get to them.
I will.
And try and reply to everybody. Like I said, there are clickable links in the description area below for all the stuff that's on Ian's site and the digi-downloads on mine. So that's all you have to do, just nip below for those. So that's it for today, I believe.
It is. Thank you so much for watching. It's been an honour and a pleasure.
And don't forget, you can like, subscribe and share with all your friends. And we'll see you all again very, very soon.
We will. Bye for now.
Nip says goodbye as well.
Oh.
I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. And don't forget, you can access your exclusive angel-only content over on my website. There's a link in the description area below. Thank you.